Guys, and welcome back to another QR Code Showcase series episode. So, throughout these episodes, what we do is pick some of the top playing QR codes from the Global Link website from some of the top players around the world. So, today we're kicking off the week with a very special team from an extremely amazing player from Italy, Alexis VGC, Francesco Pardini, 2 times Italian national champion, and just an extremely good and extremely experienced player. So I'm really excited that we're featuring this team on the channel today, and hopefully we can provide you guys with some excellent battles. So we'll just take a quick overview of the team that Francesco's put together for all you guys. Just as a reminder, I will put the link for this QR code in the description below, so if you guys want to go away after this episode and try out the team for yourselves, the link will be in the description, so just click on that, make sure you're logged into the Global Link website, and then you can kind of get on and play your hearts away with this amazing team. So, just to cover the team, we have Garchomp, Talonflame, Tapu Fini, Alola Marowak, Alola Ninetales, and Gengar. So, super excited to be using Gengar. It's such, I think, an underrated Pokemon this season. It obviously had a nerf with the Levitate ability that it previously had been taken away, but I still think it's got a lot of legs within the metagame, and Francesco taking real advantage of that here and using it quite uniquely in a team with the Talonflame and the Alola Marowak making up a double Ghost Core. So this should be a super exciting episode, and I can't wait to get into playing some games. So what we'll do, guys, quickly flick over to my DS. You can see the team on your screen now, and we will jump straight onto the Battle Spot ladder. We're playing under the Championship Battle rules, which are the equivalent rule set of the VGC 2017 season, and hopefully it doesn't take too long for us to find an opponent and we can get straight into some games. I am just using the same card that we used on the School of Hard Knocks episode previous to this, just to hopefully kind of get us up the ladder a bit quicker. So we have our first opponent of the day from Japan, 1505 rating, also playing a QR code team. But their team is Tapu Koko, Tapu Fini, Kartana, Arachnorid, Porygon 2, and Alola Marowak. So, how are we going to step up against this? Let's have a quick look at what this Gengar is carrying move-wise. So, we have Sludge Bomb, Hidden Power, Shadow Ball, Protect, and the Poison Z. So, that's super interesting. We need to be able to try and stop the Trick Room from the Marowak. Let's see if we've got Taunt on the Talonflame. I wonder, don't know if we have rumors. We do have Taunt on the Talonflame. So, I am going to bring the Talonflame. I think I will bring the Marowak in the back, just in case my opponent leads with the Tapu Koko. So we've got that to bring in for any electric type attacks coming out. I think I'll lead Talonflame and Gengar, or no, I'm going to lead Garchomp, Talonflame. I am going to bring Marowak, and what should my last one be? Fini, Gengar. I think I'm going to bring the Gengar to game 1. So we'll jump into this, see how we get on. I haven't played any matches with this team prior to now, so I probably won't be doing it justice, but I will do my best to try and get the most out of the team and just provide you guys with some really entertaining battles. So that is the aim of it. So let's see what my opponent leads off with. We are going to see that Porygon 2 and the Tapu Fini. Okay. Let's see what we can go for. So we can definitely guarantee that we'll be able to stop the Porygon 2 setting up any Trick Rooms this turn. It does get a special attack boost, which is a bit unfortunate, and we are threatened quite heavily from the Tapu Fini as well, with any water type attacks. Now we could potentially just double into the Tapu Fini here, clear it off the field, but then if my opponent does get the Trick Room up, it's going to make it very difficult if he gets the Arachnoid in on the field, because we haven't got a lot other than the Talonflame that can hit for super effective damage to start really chipping away at it. And I think here what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a Tectonic Rage into the Tapu Fini just to get some big damage onto it while we can. It may go for a Protect, and the Porygon 2 might just go straight for a Trick Room, but we don't see that. No Protects come out from my opponent's end. We do get the Taunt off on to the Porygon 2, and we're going to get a big Tectonic Rage off with the Garchomp into the Tapu Fini just to start chipping it down. And the main thing is, what we wanted to do here was to just stop my opponent getting the Trick Room up, really. Like you say, if he gets a Trick Room up and he gets that Arachnoid in, it's going to start to be very difficult for us to kind of control the match from that point out. So, we may lose the Garchomp this turn, but we do get some big damage onto the Tapu Fini. We see a Muddy Water come out. Talonflame shouldn't go down to this, hopefully. It does, unfortunately. And we take an Accuracy Drop on the Garchomp here. Isn't ideal. And the Porygon 2 does go for that Trick Room. So, more importantly, we do stop that. So I'm quite free here to bring in my Garchomp. My Gengar, sorry. And what I think I might do is switch in. So I'm going to go for a Sludge Bomb onto the Tapu Fini while I can. And I think I might switch my Garchomp out into my Marowak. Because we potentially might see an Ice Beam come onto the Garchomp here, but at least we're guaranteeing if that Tapu Fini does stay in and it doesn't Protect, then we're going to be clearing the field of that, so that's one threat off the field straight away. And we're in the process of this, preserving the Garchomp to come in later in the game and do some damage. We do see the Porygon 2 on my opponent's side of the field switch out for the Kartana. And we do get the Sludge Bomb off with the Garchomp. With the Gengar, sorry. I'm obsessed with Garchomp. So that's the Tapu Fini off the field. We're in a nice position now because we've got the Marowak putting a lot of pressure onto the Kartana. I'd imagine the Porygon 2 to come back in now and try and get that Trick Room back up. But what I'm going to do, just to kind of get around that, is Francesco has got Perish Song on his Marowak. So what I think I might do is go for a Sludge Bomb, because I imagine the Kartana to probably switch out here. So I'll go for a Sludge Bomb into the Porygon 2, and I am going to go for that Perish Song with my Marowak. Because if that Arachnoid comes in, like we're expecting it to, we'll get the Perish Song off. And then we're going to have to, it's going to force my opponent to start switching up the Pokemon on his side of the field, unless he wants them to get, to go down to the Perish Song. So we get a Perish Song off. And the Porygon 2 does go for that Trick Room. So everything's Perish count is at 3 at the minute. So I'd imagine my opponent may go for... probably will attack into the Marowak here. So I am just going to protect my Marowak this turn and just Sludge Bomb into the Arachnoid. Goes for the Liquidation into the Marowak, so this is nice, and we see an Ice Beam come out into the Gengar. We don't need to worry about any freeze coming out. So, Perish Song. Now this is the turn that I'd imagine I could see my opponent maybe switching his board position round. What I'm going to do with Gengar is just go for a Protect. And I'm going to switch in my Garchomp. Now, Garchomp potentially will go down here. But then at least we're getting the Marowak back onto the field. And we can stall out that Perish Song a little bit longer. So we do see a Liquidation come out onto the Garchomp. It will pick up the KO. We do get a little bit of rough skin damage onto the Arachnoid as well. We'll see what this Porygon 2 does. Goes for the Ice Beam. Okay. And now everything's Perish count drops to 1. So, that's the nice thing about this. We're kind of forcing my opponent now to he is going to lose one of his Pokemon here. So, And we're quite free to protect with our Marowak this turn. I'd imagine he wants to keep the Arachnoid, so I'd imagine that's the slot he'll switch. But then I don't want to risk the Marowak just being taken out. Let's think about this. I think I'm going to Sludge Bomb again into the Porygon 2. And I think, is my opponent going to go for that Liquidation and let it go down? I think I'm just going to protect with my Marowak here. It might come back to bite us if that Arachnoid switches out. Yeah. Oh, we should have Flare Blitzed into that slot. It's a bit annoying. Yeah. And I think just by doing that, we've lost the game, really. We do see the Porygon 2 go for the Ice Beam into the Gengar. And the Gengar goes down here, but that Porygon 2 will go down. But now we're in a terrible situation where we're still in Trick Room, so that Arachnoid will be attacking before Marowak and potentially able to pick up the KO before we can get an attack off onto it, which is a bit unfortunate. There isn't a lot we can do, to be honest, other than go for a double protect. Yeah, and I think I'm going to go for the double protect here, so hopefully we get it. If we do, it should be the last turn of Trick Room, but we fail. Liquidation comes out, so even if we had attacked that turn, we would have been taking this Liquidation, and it would have been enough to pick up the KO there. So, bit unfortunate, and I think just a bit too cautious on our side of the field there. We knew that the Arachnoid on my opponent's end had to kind of switch out, so we should have went for the Flare Blitz. That turn, we would have been able to clear the Kartana, and then the Porygon 2 would have went down as well that turn to the Perish Song. Then we would have been able to protect the next return, and that would have been the end of the Trick Room for us to get the, hopefully a Shadow Bomb, which would have been enough to pick up the KO there, but you never know. But yeah, I think just being a bit more risky would have been the play there to make. We shouldn't have been so cautious, and I think that's sometimes quite an important lesson to kind of take into matches. You know, when you can't see a situation kind of occurring, you've got to be more ballsy and make those plays, because they're the players that are going to win you the matches. When otherwise, like we've seen there, I played far too conservative and we didn't pick up the win. So that's a bit unfortunate. But without any further ado, we have our next opponent, and they are running a team of Pelipper, Tapu Koko, Seeking, Gyarados, Celesteela, and Garchomp. So you've got the Rain Core in there. The Seeking, obviously, with the Lightning Rod to protect the Gyarados, and it gives nice synergy with the Tapu Koko. So I imagine that Tapu Koko probably has Discharge. So how are we going to play against this? If we can get... the thing is, if we can get a Tailwind up, it'd be nice. But the Pelipper probably will be sashed. So it's going to be a bit difficult for us to kind of maneuver around that. But I think Tapu Fini is very good here. Take advantage of the rain. And we can start Calm Minding as well, which would be really nice. I think I do want to bring the Marowak here. It's obviously great against the Tapu Koko and Celesteela, but the rest of the team puts a lot of pressure onto it, so we need to make sure that we are protecting it. And Tapu Fini, and should I just bring Talonflame? No. I think I'll bring Garchomp. Garchomp? Yeah, Tapu Fini, Garchomp. We'll bring Marowak, and I think Ninetales as well. And we'll lock in with those four. I think we need the Ninetales just to disrupt my opponent's weather. He's obviously got the Gyarados and the Seeking and the Pelipper that all take advantage of that, the rain on the field. So if we can just disrupt that with the Ninetales. Also, we've got the option to get an Aurora Veil up at any point, so that'll come in massively important. So hopefully we can kind of maneuver around, redeem ourselves from the last game, and pull a win out here. So we're going to lead off with the Tapu Fini and Garchomp, and my opponent leads off with the Gyarados and Garchomp. So we're not in the worst situation here. Gyarados will get an Intimidate off onto my Garchomp, and we'll get the Misty Terrain up with our Tapu Fini here. So what we're going to see, I do expect this Gyarados to go for a Dragon Dance here. We've got anything to kind of stop it Dragon Dancing? Not really. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Calm Mind, and I'm just going to go for a Rock Slide just to get some damage, start getting some damage off onto the Gyarados. See the Garchomp go for a Poison Jab onto my Fini. Looks like it might be Scarfed Garchomp, potentially. Do get the Rock Slide off. Do some decent enough damage onto the Gyarados. Gyarados does get the Dragon Dance off. And we'll get a Calm Mind off with that Tapu Fini here. Could potentially lose our Garchomp here, which will not be great, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a Tectonic Rage onto the opposing Garchomp and just get some damage off onto it. If our Garchomp goes down here, it means we'll be able to get our Ninetales in. Yeah, Garchomp, it looks like it is Scarfed, so we will take a Waterfall, but we'll be able to survive this. Gyarados takes a bit of rough skin damage there and restores a bit with its Shell Bell. But we do get the Tectonic Rage off. I wouldn't have thought we'll pick up the KO though after the Intimidate onto the opposing Garchomp, but we should get some good damage onto it going into this next turn. Yeah, we'll get some nice damage off onto it. Recover a little bit of health back with that Tapu Fini here. So I think we're probably able to take another Poison Jab from the Garchomp. So I'm going to go for a Muddy Water this turn, and I'm going to go for another Rock Slide with my Garchomp. Because to get rid of the Tapu Fini, my opponent has to double into it with his Garchomp and Gyarados. Do you see a Poison Jab come out? We are able to take that. Gyarados goes for a Waterfall. So is this going to be into the Garchomp? She's fine. Takes a bit more rough skin damage, but it will recover a bit with that Shell Bell. But hopefully we hit our Muddy Water here, which should be able to take out the Garchomp, and potentially we should get an accuracy drop maybe onto the Gyarados, which would be huge. So no accuracy drops, unfortunately. Garchomp does go down more importantly, and Tapu Fini can recover a little bit more health with the leftovers. So I think here what I'll do is bring in my Ninetales. We see Celesteela come in. Okay. We get the hail up onto the field. Now what I'm going to do here is just go for another Muddy Water with my Tapu Fini, and I'm going to protect my Ninetales here. Because I'd expect the Gyarados to target into the Ninetales slot, so if I can get another Muddy Water off, we'll get some chip damage onto that Celesteela, and like I keep saying, potentially we might get some accuracy drops. You see the Gyarados, just go for a Protect here. It's low battery. So we will get this Muddy Water off. Hopefully it does hit. Yeah. So we are hitting the Celesteela, so we will get some decent enough damage off onto it. And we get the accuracy drop, more importantly, which is huge. And the Celesteela just goes for a flash cannon into the Ninetales, which is nice. Everything takes a round of hail damage. So this turn I am just going to go for a Blizzard with my Ninetales. We've got every chance of picking a freeze up as well with the Ninetales, because nothing on my opponent's side of the field is on the ground or affected by the misty terrain. We do see an Earthquake come out from the Gyarados. This will pick up the KO, unfortunately, on my Tapu Fini and do a good chunk of damage to my Ninetales. Super unfortunate, revealing the Earthquake there. Do get the Blizzard off, and we are so we avoid, which is huge. Okay, so that's massive. That accuracy drop coming in really clutch there. So we've got our Marowak to bring in now, and that Gyarados will go down to the next round of hail damage, and it will all depend on what my opponent's last Pokemon is here. So let's see what my opponent goes for. I think I'm just going to double protect here. Might be a bit obvious, and that Gyarados might switch out, but at least if the Gyarados does switch out, it's negating those Dragon dances that it's had, so the Ninetales will outspeed it when it comes back in, which is more important. So I feel like my opponent really has to kind of keep the Gyarados in here, but we might see it switch out, like I say. Yeah, so we see the Gyarados withdraw here. So again, we're just being a bit too careful, maybe. We see the Pelipper come in. Okay. And we're in a real bad spot now. Yeah. So again, being a bit cautious is costing us slightly. See the Celesteela go for a Leech Seed onto the Marowak. But I feel as though I have to kind of double into the Pelipper slot now. And it's going to be a bit risky because Blizzard is a little bit shaky accuracy. So we need to count on the Blizzards to hit, break the Sash on the Pelipper, and then the Shadow Bone to be enough. And us to outspeed the Pelipper, which I doubt we will. But we may pick up a freeze. Do get a Scald off on the Pelipper. Hopefully we survive. No. Which is a bit unfortunate. Celesteela goes for the Flash Cannon and does hit this time. So, a bit unfortunate. But we lose this game as well. And I think, guys, what we'll do, that was super quick. So we'll go into the next game. We'll have one more game. Hopefully we can pull out a win with this team and give it some redemption. But again, they're just being over cautious with the team, and it might be a case of me just not having too much experience with the team and just being a bit too careful in certain situations. Like I said, even before that turn kind of took place, we were expecting the Gyarados to possibly switch out. So we should have just attacked there. We should have went for the Blizzard and Flare it into the Celesteela slot. That would have put us in a way better position. We would have still been in a position where we would have had to have hit a Blizzard onto the Gyarados the next turn, following it coming in to make sure that we're picking up the KO there. And obviously the Pelipper the Marowak was in range from a Scald in the rain, so not the best, but hopefully we find another opponent pretty quickly and we kind of pull a win back. So we have our next opponent, Marco from Italy, 15-14 rating, running a team of Gengar, Politoed, it's Serena, Serena, Garchomp, Magnezone, and Talonflame. So super interesting team. She's got a rain mode in there with the Politoed. So how are we going to lead this one? I feel like Talonflame is really nice here. Again, I don't want to lead off with the Ninetales, but the Ninetales is very good here. We just need to be very careful of the Gengar, Talonflame, and the Magnezone, which Garchomp does a decent enough job dealing with on its own. So I think I might lead Garchomp. I think I will bring Tapu Fini. Do I want to bring Marowak? No, I'm going to opt for my Ninetales this time. Because we should have enough to kind of deal with that Magnezone. We've just got to make sure that we kind of protect that Garchomp as long as that Magnezone is still in my opponent's active in my opponent's selection, because we're going to need the Garchomp as our primary way to get rid of the Magnezone. We will have Flare Blitz on our Talonflame, but it's not going to be the kind of go-to Pokemon to deal with that. It's just going to be a secondary kind of option that we can take into dealing with that. And my opponent might not have brought it because of the threat of Marowak, so there's always that to think of as well. My opponent does lead off with the Gengar and Talonflame, and we will lead off with our Talonflame and our Garchomp. So we see that my opponent does have the Air Balloon on his Gengar there, so we'll go for a Tailwind and just a Rock Slide with our Garchomp. Hopefully break the balloon on the Gengar side of the field, on the Gengar, and do some good damage to the Talonflame in the process as well. My opponent has the ability to double into the Garchomp to take care of it, but if he does that, then we're getting a free Tailwind up. And it's putting us in a good position to kind of just bring something in and start really doing some work on the match. So Gengar does go for a Protect, so I wonder if my opponent will just go for a Tailwind here. Yeah, so we see a Tailwind from my opponent's Talonflame. We go for a Tailwind as well, so we'll just match that. And hopefully the Rock Slide from our Garchomp will connect with the Talonflame, and we should pick up the KO with it here. Yeah, so take an early lead, and we've both got Tailwind set up. So let's see what my opponent brings in as his next Pokemon. So is that Politoed? You've got to remember as well, because we can't freely just Earthquake with our Garchomp, because that Gengar has got the Air Balloon there. But I think what I might do is go for a Supersonic Sky Strike into the Gengar. That should be enough to take it out. It had protected last turn, and I'm just going to protect with my Garchomp here from any potential hidden power ices, potentially from the Gengar. If it does survive, it shouldn't do though. It shouldn't survive a Supersonic Sky Strike, and just any Ice Beams potentially from the Politoed as well. So we do get the Protect off here, and we are going to get our Supersonic Sky Strike with our Talonflame, which should deal with that Gengar. It's definitely one of the best animated Z moves. Get this huge hit off, yeah, and pick up the KO onto the Gengar, which is super nice. And we do get an Ice Beam from the Politoed onto the Garchomp. But this next turn, we should be in a good position just to go for an Earthquake and a Brave Bird into that Politoed, and that may be enough to pick up the KO on it. So we will just go for a Brave Bird and a big Earthquake as well with our Garchomp, and hopefully that is enough To be a bit careful, that Politoed might be scarfed, but I wouldn't have thought it is, just in the concept of my opponent's team. You know, he is running Tailwind, so he might be more inclined to think I don't need the Scarf on the Politoed because I'm going to pretty much be guaranteeing a Tailwind up every turn, so bulking it out and not running the Scarf gives you a bit more leverage with the Pokemon running it in such a way. So hopefully we do get the Earthquake and the Brave Bird off onto it, and that is enough to pick up the KO. So yeah, no Protects coming out from my opponent's side of the field. We do get the Brave Bird off onto the Politoed, doing not too bad damage, so I don't think this Earthquake will pick up the KO. Isn't scarfed, but we should be picking up the KO onto the Magnezone here with the Earthquake. Ooh, so it is 30 Magnezone. Just surviving that 1 HP, and we will proc what will be Citrus Berry on the Politoed. What is this that the Magnezone's got? Is the Mago Berry. So a nice item choice there from my opponent on his Magnezone, but Francesco's Garchomp showing its real fortitude here in EV spreads, easily takes the Ice Beam, well not easily, but does take the Ice Beam unsuspectingly from that Politoed, putting us in a really nice position going to the last stages of this game. What am I going to bring in here? Should I bring in my Tapu Fini or my Ninetales? Really need to preserve the Garchomp and take care of the Politoed. I think I'm going to bring in my Ninetales here. Just to get rid of the rain. I think I'm quite free to go for a Blizzard and an Earthquake, to be honest. We might see Protect come up from my opponent's side of the field, but a combination of Blizzard and Earthquake should be enough to take out this Politoed and definitely the Magnezone. And we shouldn't be KOing our Ninetales with an Earthquake from our Garchomp. And we've got to remember we've got the Sash as well, so that's just going to put us in a bit of a better position to kind of pull this move off. We'll just wait and see what my opponent does. No Protects coming out, and we get the Blizzard off. No Freezes, but this Earthquake should be enough to take out that Politoed. Yeah, and Garchomp cleans up the game. So, really good game to my opponent, and at least we've got that win. So, yeah. But we will call it a day there, guys. I've had a lot of fun using the team. I think what I'm going to have to do is go away and have some games with it off camera, just to kind of get my head around how it operates. Maybe ask Francesco how he leads against certain things, because I'm sure the thing is with archetypes of certain teams, they know exactly how this team will operate. It's obviously a very strong team, and I probably haven't played it as well or done it justice in these episodes, but we have got that last win. This last game, so it does count for something. It was a very fun team to use though, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. As always, please leave a like on the video if you've liked this episode. Do subscribe to the channel, and you'll get all of the daily updates for when the School of Hard Knocks comes out. We've got a new team this week, so super excited to be featuring that, and we will be back on Wednesday this week with another QR Code Showcase series episode, and we will look at featuring another top VGC players team in that episode. So guys, without any further ado, I will let you guys get away and enjoy the rest of your evening. So as always, thank you very much for watching the video. It is always a pleasure, and until tomorrow, I will see you later. So take care of yourselves, and bye bye.